it's Nuna again. Welcome to episode 2. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about the total spending or the average spending of an international student living in Australia. So to make it easier for you, I'm gonna break down those spendings and I will go through them one by one to explain it. First off, I will start with the accommodation. Just to let you know that the living expenses in Sydney is actually higher, like a bit higher compared to other states like Adelaide, Perth or Melbourne. So the house that you're staying in Sydney may be a little bit expensive, like 100 or 200 more expensive compared to those houses in other states. And the houses in Sydney, the price may vary depending on the location and also the condition of the house that you're living in. CBD, the Central Business District, where you have everything like transportation, restaurants, shops, schools, transportations, then it may be more expensive compared to the house a bit further from the city, like maybe like 30 minutes away. And also the condition of the house. If the house is like very new, where all furbished, like they have all the furnitures, the beds and everything ready for you, then they may charge you more for the accommodation as well. So in my case, I'm living in Strathfield, which is just another suburb in Sydney, and it takes around 20 minutes to 30 minutes by train to the city. For the price, I pay around I'm living with two other housemates, and we share the price of $830 per week. So in 1 week we paid $830, and we divided by 3, and the price may be more or less depending on how big your room is and the room's facility as well. I paid $286 per week, and that price is just solely for the house, just for the rental house. And apart from that, we also have the utilities bill as well, such as like the Wi-Fi, electricity, water or gas. Normally we do not have to pay for water bills or gas bill because they are taken care of by the landlord or the owner of the house. But in my case, we do pay for the water bill, and it's not that expensive because it is paid every 3 months, and it may be around 200 to 300 like every 3 months. So if you divide it by 3 people, it's gonna be less than 100, let's say around 66.7 or $67. And then you also have the electricity bill that you also pay every month. So this one is not paid every 3 months but every month. So let's say in my case we pay around $150 for the electricity bill. So if you divide it by 3, let's say 1 month you're gonna spend around $50 each. And then we also have the Wi-Fi bill. It may depend on what company you are paying for. In my case, the company that I'm paying for every month is it costs only around $80. So if you divide it by 3, again, it's not expensive. It's only around $26.7. So that's the price of the utility bills. And then we also have the transportation bills, which may include like train or bus. If you live inside the city, you may not need to move around using bus or train. You may need to use tram or bus sometimes if you're like tired from work or tired from school and need to get home quicker. For me, I live a bit outside of the city in Strathfield, so I need to get a train from the city to Strathfield, which costs around $2 to $3 like per trip. And then after that I get off from the station and take a bus to my house, which costs around another $1 or $2. So let's say if I go to work, per day I might spend around $10 on transportation, which is let's say $5 going to the city, and then $5 back. And apart from the transportation, we also have the grocery fees. For me, I do not really eat at home. I kind of do both. I eat at home and also eat out. So I do not spend that much on grocery. I would say maybe around $100 or $200 like per month, which is not that expensive. But I spend a lot more on eating out. The spending or the cost of living in Australia, especially in Sydney, is a bit high. So I would say one meal, if you go out to eat, the average meal would be around $20. It may some Thai restaurant or some Asian restaurant may offer like a cheaper rate per meal, but I would say the average price is $20 and up. And then I also spend a lot on drinking milk tea as well. So for milk tea, it usually range from $7 to $10. So if you drink milk tea a lot and if you eat outside a lot, then you will spend a lot of money. So aside from the accommodation, the utility, transportation, grocery, eating out, I also spend on other like bills as well, like Spotify, Netflix, health insurance, and also phone bill. For Spotify, it's $12.99 USD. So let's say $13 for Spotify per month, and then Netflix, which is 17 USD. But I'm paying it for it with my friend, so we divided it by 2. So let's say 17, which is 8.5 each per month for Netflix, and then I have to pay for the phone bill as well, which is $35 per month. So 1 week I have to pay around 8.75 which is not bad. And then I also have the health insurance. When I was on a student visa, I paid all the health insurance fee all at once. I think it was around 4,000 or something. But now that I'm on my working visa, I pay for it fortnightly. So meaning every 2 weeks I paid for the health insurance, which is around $52.50. I think that's all the spending for me. And if I will to break it down monthly, let's say the rent, since I pay $286 per week, in 1 month it's around 1,148. And then for the Wi-Fi, if I divide it by 3, it would be 26.7. And then electricity would be $50 per month divided by 3 again. And for the water bills, since it is every 3 months and we also divide it by 3, it's only around 22.3 cent. And so for the accommodation and utility bills, in total it's around $1,247. That's per month. But regarding the accommodation and utility bills, there are some accommodation who also cover these utility bills with the rental bill as well. So it really varies depending on each accommodation that you're staying in. If all your utility bills are included in the accommodation fee, then you will not have to pay anything else beside the rental fee. But if it's not included, like in my case, then you have to also pay for the other fees as well. And then for the food, for the grocery, let's say it's around 200 per month. So if I add those spending in totals, it would be 200 plus 1,247, so it should be 1,447 per month, and that's the total, the rough spending per month for me. But I haven't added the spending for eating out yet. This is just the rough calculation for each month. I do agree that the living expenses in Australia are extremely high compared to other countries like the US or maybe in Europe. However, there are some benefits that come with it as well, such as for students, for example, you can work legally while studying, and you can the other good thing is that in Australia you get paid hourly instead of monthly. For this topic, maybe I can talk about it more in details in the next video, and I will explain why international students choose to come to Australia despite having to pay for so much. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.